you guys? For today's video, we are going to be trying out the brand new Jeffree Star Cosmetics Mini Jawbreaker palette. And seriously, I'm actually really excited to use this palette today because the color story in here is so unique. I have never seen anything paired this way before. I mean, like, when you look at it, it's really kind of different because you have a lot of purple, you have like a little bit of a pop of orange, you have some like yellowy gold shades. Seriously, it is a very unique color story, so I cannot wait to share with you guys the look that we are going to be creating today. And also, I just reviewed the Big Kahuna Light Jawbreaker palette, and if you would like to see my review on that, I will link it in the description box down below, and let me tell you, the tutorial of that, oh my gosh, I am literally obsessed with that look. And if you haven't already, also, I would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button down below, and if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kitten. For eyeshadow primer today, we are going to be going in with the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. Oh my gosh, literally, I am just so obsessed with this primer. I have been using it a lot lately, and I see a definite difference when I do use it. I'm just putting a little bit on the back of my hand real quick, about the size of like a push pin. And then I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and then start tapping it into my eye. I'll be honest, I keep on looking at this palette and I'm like, I don't know where to start with you because like a lot of the shades in here, they don't like tell me like where they want to be put. You know, like sometimes you can look at a palette and it's like, oh, I can do like a sunset smoky eye. Like I don't get like any type of vibe with this palette, so I guess we're going to just kind of like blindly do this. But I guess we are going to be going in with this shade called Bubblegum right here. And then with Bubblegum, I'm just going to be applying it into my crease with this Luxie 229 tapered blending brush. And I'm just going to do little circular motions to blend it upwards towards my brow. And I'm also using it to round out my outer V. But like, girl, can we talk about that pigment? Like, oh my gosh. Once you have bubblegum applied, the next shade that we are going to be going in with is called Foreplay, and oh my gosh, the names in this palette are seriously so dirty. But I'm going to be going in with a Sigma E35 tapered blending brush. And then with this shade, I'm going to be applying it into my crease and into my outer V, and I'm doing like little circular motions just to blend that into bubblegum. I'm pretty much just using this shade to deepen things up. But seriously though, like that color is so pretty. I really love that color. Holy shit. Like, that's actually a really, really beautiful purple. I wonder how it would look like with a blue or maybe even like a red. And I just want to say though too, like these shadows literally blend out so easily and so effortlessly. Like you literally just apply them and then like boom, they are like blended out. And I'm just really obsessed with his formula. Like, not gonna lie, like even the other Jawbreaker palette, like the shadows in there, they blended out so quickly. And these ones are doing the exact same, which I am really impressed with. Not to mention, like, that pigmentation, girl, like, oh my gosh. So the next shade that we are going to be going in with is seriously the one that I'm like super crazy excited for, and that is this center shade called Purple Punch. And then with a different Sigma E35, I'm just going to be applying this into my crease and also into my outer V, doing circular motions. And I'm just going to be doing this to really start getting more definition. And as you can see, I have mommy duties. My cat is meowing like crazy, which means he wants lunch. So after building up this purple, I did notice that it did give me a little bit of a harsh line in my crease. I don't know if you can see it like on this side, like right in here. You can kind of see it, especially when I tilt my head up, you can see it's like a dark line. And then on this side too, I have just a little bit. So I mean, like, it's really not like the worst purple I've ever used, but again, it is giving me a little bit of a harsh line that is like kind of hard to correct, honestly. So, and I'm going to show you guys like how I correct it. I would take a little bit of Foreplay, again on a different brush, and I'm just doing like little circular motions over that harsh line. Just to try to like diffuse it and really like soften it. And as you can see, it's still not moving. So this is definitely like one of those kind of like trickier purple shades. So the next shade that we are going to be going in with is Hot Fudge, and I'm going to be going in with the Sigma E45. I want to see if it can like kind of like deepen things up just a little bit more. I'm really curious about this actually. And then I'm just going to take this shade and start going right directly in my crease, ever so slightly. Like you don't want like a lot of pigment on your brush, just a little bit. And I'm just doing back and forth motions at first, and then I'm going to do little circular motions to blend it into that deeper purple shade. I'm also using it to round out my outer V a little bit too. So like looking at it, it seems like it kind of made the purple a little bit more like gray toned in a way. It's really, really pretty. It's almost like kind of like a smoky purple now, which is really, really pretty. Like, I mean, like I actually really like that. I think that's really gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of the purple now in the Alien palette. So after I added Hot Fudge on top of Purple Punch, oh my gosh, it literally gave me like the harshest line. I don't know if you can see it like I do in person, but it's like right in here. right in my crease area. It's still pretty prominent on this eye though. I don't know if you can see, I'll kind of get a little bit closer. It's like right in here. And it really sucks too because the colors, like the shades of these, they are so beautiful, but unfortunately these darker shades are giving me a harsh line, which is kind of hard to blend out, honestly. And I just want to show you guys like how I'm trying to fix it. I'm just going to take a little bit of Foreplay with that purple punch shade, and I'm doing like really big circular motions just to honestly try to soften it up a little bit. Because your girl does not like harsh lines. Unless it's like a cut crease, of course. But I'm just trying to honestly just get rid of it and just blend things out a little bit more. But as you can see, like you can still see it pretty bad, like right in here. And when I tilt my head back a little bit, you can definitely see like how patchy the shades look. And not to mention like the really like dark line is really prominent when I do this, which is really kind of unfortunate because the shades in here are so, so pretty. So here's where I'm at right now with the look, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. Like the blend in like this color is super, super pretty, but it was definitely not what I was planning to do today. I wanted to do kind of like a lighter purple smoky moment, and somehow it turned into like this full-on like deep purple smoky eye, which is still super, super pretty, but I have like no idea where I want to go with it now. But either way though, off camera, I'm just going to cut my crease again with that Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. So once you cut the crease, the next shade that we are going to be going in with is called Orange Crush. It's a really pretty kind of like matte orange, but it also has some really pretty like kind of like specks of glitter in it. I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but it's super, super pretty in person. And then with this shade, I'm going to be packing it on anywhere that the concealer is showing. I'm really like making sure that I'm pressing it in too. I'm not doing back and forth motions. But dang though, like this orange is so pretty. It's definitely a true orange too, but like I really love it against the purple. I've never done a purple and orange look, so I thought it would be super fun if we did one today. And I also want to say though too, like this is applying more of a matte, even though it has those like kind of flecks of glitter in it. But like I'm just so impressed with that color. Like she is so beautiful. And to help me really blend that orange into the purple, I'm just going to take a little bit of Hot Fudge on this E55 from Sigma, and I'm just going to start really pressing that on in the outer third of my eye. And I'm really like packing it in and then flicking it inwards towards the orange. Because if you are on a color wheel, orange and purple do not mix, so I would not recommend mixing the two. So that is why we are going in with this instead. So here's where I'm at right now with the look, and honestly, I actually really enjoy how it's turning out. Even though it's not really a color combination I would normally gravitate towards, I still think it's like really badass. And then off camera though, I'm just going to apply like my foundation, my bronzer, and all of that. So here's where I'm at right now with the look, and then for the lower lash line, we are going to be going in with this Colourpop gel liner pencil in the shade Swerve, which is honestly just the black one. And I'm just going to take this pencil and then start lining my waterline underneath my eye, and I'm also kind of bringing this pencil down just a little bit, since we are going to smoke it out. Whew. Holy shit, my eye watered for once. Whew. Normally it doesn't. And before that pencil dries down, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Foreplay on this Lexi 231 small tapered blending brush. I'm just going to start smoking it downwards and also setting it at the same time. I'm just doing back and forth motions as well. But you don't want to bring this down like too far, otherwise it's going to look super crazy and you're going to look like a panda. So once you blended out the lower lash line and got it like super smoky and super grungy, we are now going to go into this shade called Slice, which is a really pretty shimmery gold shade. And then with this Luxie Brush Dampen, I'm just going to pack this shade really heavily in my inner corner and also bring it underneath the lower tear duct area as well, just to open up the eye. As you can see though, like, holy shit, that shimmer is blinding. I really like it. I didn't know if I was going to like it in the inner corner, but so far I think it's really, really pretty. And it really pairs well with that orange shade that we have on the lid. Like, girl, like, it is so pretty! So since I am like super fair, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Flexitarian from Colourpop. And I'm just going to take it on that brush that we just used, and I'm just going to place it right where like the point of my eye is, in this inner tear duct area. Just to help me open it up a little bit more. If you have a deeper skin tone though, you definitely wouldn't need to do this. But for me personally, I just want like a little bit more of like a brighter pop. But like, you see what I mean, like the difference? So here's the finished look using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Mini Jawbreaker palette, and let me just tell you, I was not expecting to do this dramatic of an eye look today. However, I am obsessed. Like, no joke, like this gold in the inner corner with that orange on the lid, like, oof, like it is just so pretty. But either way though, I do want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions about this palette. Like, girl, I can feel my eyelashes about ready to pop off in my outer corner over here. My eyes are just so watery today. It is so annoying. And I have never had a lash pop off, so I'm sitting here like crossing my fingers I can get through this video. But with that, I do want to go over the packaging of this palette. And it's like a matte white shade with like some really cool like splatter effect. It really honestly looks like the Jawbreaker palette. And it has like a really cool kind of like raised feel with like these like paint splatters. It's super cool. And then when we open her up, here is the mirror inside, and then here are the 9 eyeshadows. I don't know why I said open so weird, but I totally did. But I do want to mention though too, this palette is not bulky whatsoever, which I really enjoy because you could easily travel with this one. It's super small, easy to just chuck in your purse, which I really appreciate. So I do want to go over the eyeshadow formula because your girl has so much that she wants to cover with this. But one thing that I do want to say is these eyeshadows are so crazy pigmented. Like, you barely need anything on your brush and then it's like bam pigment, which I really appreciate. But I did have a couple of problems with a few shades in this palette, one of which is this purple center shade right here called Purple Punch. Oh my gosh, this shade gave me like the worst like harsh line in my crease. It was so tricky to blend out. However, at the end of the day, I did get it to work out and blend to where I wanted it to be. It just took a lot more time than I was expecting it to. And also this Hot Fudge shade did the exact same thing to me, which is really unfortunate because both shades are so pretty. However, the other mattes in this palette, oh my gosh, seriously, they are so beyond beautiful. I really enjoy them, and their formula is so easy to blend out, especially this one down here called Bubblegum. I'm really impressed with that one. And also this really beautiful hot orange shade right here, which is absolutely gorgeous on the lid. I also want to say though too, this shade called Slice that I have in my inner corner, oh my gosh, it is seriously so beautiful and so blinding. If you are into those like really like metallic shimmer shades, you will really enjoy this one. To me though, the biggest disadvantage of this palette is honestly the color story. Like, don't get me wrong, it is super unique and I have never seen anything like it before. However, this morning when I was trying to figure out like what kind of look I was going to do, I was like, where the hell do I start with you? Because it's like, you know, a lot of these shades just don't make any sense in my head, like what to pair with what. And for me, like, I did get a really cool ass look after I took some time like swatching it and like figuring things out. However, if you are not used to like creating your own color combinations, I could see you looking at this palette and going like, what the hell do I do with it? But either way though, I really wish that they would have included different shades in here, you know, maybe like a cranberry shade and maybe like a lighter pink shade for like an inner corner highlight. I feel like those two shades would have really made this palette a lot easier to work with. So when it comes down to it, would I recommend this palette to you guys? And honestly, I feel like it comes down to a couple of different things. One of which is the color story of this palette is super crazy unique, and I don't feel like it would fit everybody's taste, especially if you are not into purple eyeshadow, because like, let's be honest, this palette has a ton of purple to it. And I will say though too, you have to be willing to work with those deeper matte shades. They are a little bit of a bitch to blend out. However, at the end of the day, I did get them to look really fucking nice. It just took me a lot more time and a lot more elbow grease to do so. And if you are not willing to work with them, I would probably pass on this palette. Honestly though, at the end of the day, I got a really cool look with this palette and I really enjoy how it turned out. It's just for me personally, I don't see myself really gravitating towards this palette all that much because I don't really wear a lot of gold and I don't wear a lot of purple with orange. So for me, I can see myself gravitating towards other palettes just because of that. But either way though, I'm really excited to have this one in my collection. I know a couple of you guys may be on the fence if you should get the mini Jawbreaker or the larger one, and honestly, I would definitely go for the larger one if you can. I feel like you get a lot more options with that palette, not to mention it is literally a rainbow in a palette, which is super cool. And for me personally, I feel like 9 eyeshadows for 28 bucks is a little bit up there, especially with this type of a color story. And if you are curious on getting both of the palettes, I feel like it's 75 bucks for the bundle, and that is what I did with mine, and I'm really happy that I did do the bundle because I felt like it was a lot better of a deal. But yeah, so in the comments down below, let me know what your thoughts are on this look, and as always though, I would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button down below, and if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram account is @lethal_kitten. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and until next time, bye!